Does a perfect EDC pocket organizer actually exist? I think I found one that came really close. I can only find one problem with this. For me, an EDC pocket organizer, it just needs to be comfortable and it fit my gear really well. So I've been carrying this hide and drink pocket organizer and I've really enjoyed it. I really only had one small complaint about this organizer, but I'll show you guys that later. This one's the perfect size to carry in your back pocket or your hip pocket. So I've had this in my pocket while I'm out walking around, and I really prefer to carry it in my back pocket just like a wallet. But if I sit down or I'm in the car, I'll just put it in my front pocket. It's just a little more comfortable that way. So Hide and Drink did a really good job on this pouch. They made the edges really smooth, the leather's nice and smooth, and all the tools that I've selected, they kind of tuck down inside. This thing has worked really well with the gear that I like to carry. So there's 3 tiered pockets on one side that kind of wrap around, and it kind of makes like a half pocket on the other side. So if you're like me, you like to carry a nice notebook, well, this one's perfect. It has a nice spacious pocket on the inside, right in the center. So I've got 2 notebooks in there and some cash and cards, and there's plenty of room in there for that. I found these little paper junkie notebooks to keep in that center pocket. There's a specific reason I chose these over like a all-weather notebook like my Ride and Rain notebooks. I'll let you know here in a minute why I chose these over the other ones. So a little trick that kind of came in handy I found out. So if you take your cash and your cards, you can fold them up and put them in here, kind of like a money clip. It fits perfect. You can just secure them down inside your little notebook and just drop them down inside your pouch. And that way, when you want to take them out, it gives you something to grab onto. The pouch is kind of deep just for cash, so this gives it like a nice little sleeve, just something to grab onto. So that's what I've been doing with this pouch. It seems to be working really good. And these notebooks, they're really thin, so you can keep 2 or 3 in your pouch if you want to. If you have different reasons or different purposes for them, you'll have plenty of room to keep extra ones if you want. Okay, so the real reason I chose this style of notebook was because I wanted to carry a fountain pen with this kit. So I've been really wanting to try a fountain pen. I didn't know how well it would work for EDC. But you know me, I like to use the Ride and Rain notebooks for just about everything. They're made really well, and I like the waterproof paper. It's just something that seems more durable, so that's why I chose these. So I tried my fountain pen on my waterproof paper, and it just didn't work at all. It would smudge and come right off. That's something to keep in mind. So what I did was I tested this fountain pen on just regular, normal paper, like copy paper, just standard paper. It works well. It works exactly like a regular pen. So that's why I went out and got some of these other notebooks just so I could use my fountain pen and carry it with my EDC. So I had some misconceptions about fountain pens. I thought they were real messy. I thought they would leak everywhere because I've never had one. You know, I've seen them in movies and things. It's kind of an old-timey thing. So I just didn't think it would be good for EDC. But I tried this one. It got really good reviews, and I've been really happy with it. So this Asphine fountain pen has been a really good experience for me. It just looks really good. It matches one of my flashlights, and it writes really smooth. So I thought it was kind of weird when I found out the ink is sold separately. I don't understand that. But what I found out was the ink is actually really affordable. It's like less than $5 for cartridges. So I was like, hey, that's no big deal. And you don't even have to buy this brand of ink. And I'll put links for the ink that I bought. It works really good. So with these fountain pens, you can either get a bottle of ink, but what I did was I bought these cartridges. So you just pop the cartridge in and tighten it up, and it just works just fine. It seals up. I did some sketching and note-taking on my little notepads with this fountain pen just to test it out, to get the feel of it. There's all types of tips you can actually order for this. So if you get into writing, you can really get into it, you know, if you want. But I've seen this tip on a lot of pens, so I thought maybe this is like the standard. And there's multiple color options you can order this pen with. There's a whole bunch of different ones. But I like this really dark blue. It matches one of my Olights that I have, and I think it just looks really cool. So that's why I ordered this one. I'll put a link down in the description for this pen and the tip that I chose, and also for the ink. So I've been wanting a small folding pocket knife for a while. This Civivi Praxis Mini fit really good in the center pocket of this pouch. This is one of their less expensive models, but I've been really happy with it. The flipping action on this knife has been really crisp and easy to use. Civivi has been building a reputation for a while. I've really been wanting to try out some of their knives, so I'm kind of glad now that I have one, I can start diving into them. So the pocket clip has been working really good with this pouch. I've been tucking it in down inside the pouch instead of having it overlap. It seems to work really good this way. It doesn't get hung up on anything. It just seems to be a really good fit for this size of pouch. I've also been clipping this on my hip pocket. It seems to work really good. The pocket clip's really strong. It seems to be made really well, so it's also really nice to carry that way also. There's also a few handle and blade options that you can get in the same knife. You can get a wood grip and a Damascus blade, which is quite a bit more expensive, but it looks really good. You can also get this one with the green handle and black blade. It's the same price as this one, which is about half the cost of the Damascus blade. Hey, what do you guys think about flipper blades? A lot of my knives in the past have been thumb open with a little tab on the edge of the blade. Do you prefer the flipper over the thumb open? I just wonder what you guys think. So I've been playing around with this one. It's really smooth and it's nice and tight and crisp. It pops open easy, so it's something that I think I really enjoy it. Hey, if any of you guys out there carry these Civivis, let me know in the comments which one you have. Maybe if you have a preference on one. CRKT makes this pocket driver that's really been grabbing my attention. I've looked at it a few times and I've started to get really curious about it. The way they've designed this thing really appeals to me. This thing can fit in just about any of my pouches, but it's really small enough for it could pocket carry. So here's the bits that are included with it. It comes with a Torx T6 and a T8. It also comes with a Phillips and a flathead. They all fit really tight down inside this thing. It's kind of tricky getting them all back in there, but I'll show you guys here in a second how easy it is to get them all back in there. You just have to put them in there a certain way. I'm sure I'll probably end up swapping out some of the bits that I'm carrying. I probably don't need some of those Torx bits unless maybe for one of my pocket knives to adjust it or something. But once I figure out what bits I want to carry, I'll probably end up swapping those out. I'm pretty sure I don't want to carry a flat tip because most of my little multi-tools have like a little flat tip screwdriver built into them. So I'll probably get rid of that one and get maybe a different type of Phillips. And this thing's basically just a little canister. So if you have any other little tools you want to swap in there, if you just want to carry a Phillips, you can just carry one Phillips and then some other little tools or needles, toothpicks, whatever you want to do, matches. Any of those little items will probably fit in here. The little bit driver's under the cap, so it doesn't interfere with anything inside. So if you're like me, you want to probably swap it out, make it custom to fit whatever you want, you can do that also. So if you want to take out the bits, all you got to do is unscrew the cap. All your bits are in there, they're going to fall out. So when you're ready to install your bit, all you got to do is pop off this cap. The clip's going to go with it. It's all going to come apart. There's a little O-ring down in there that's going to hold your bit tight in place. And you can see there's some really nice knurling right here to give you some good grip when you're actually putting some pressure on something. So me personally, I was kind of wanting to take off this key ring. I thought it might just look better without the key ring, but you almost have to have something through there to grab onto. The cap's a really tight fit, so it takes quite a bit of pinch strength to pull it off. So if you have your own lanyard, you can attach there, but you almost have to have that key ring there to pull the lid off. Hey, do you guys have a favorite EDC bit driver? I know there's a lot of variations out there. I'm just kind of getting into them. If there's one that you have that you really like that's worked well for you, just leave me a comment. I'd appreciate to know what all else is out there. So the flashlight I've been carrying lately is the Olight Warrior Mini 3. So the first thing you're going to notice about this light is the amazing knurling grip. I think a lot of people just pass right over the grip. It's not the most important thing. Most people are real focused on performance, on the numbers, on how many lumens, which I think that's good too. To me, I'm just very impressed by the machining that goes into this. It's just some amazing grip. I think that's about as good as my camera can focus on this grip. But I'm just telling you guys, I don't know how they do this. The machine that does this type of work, it's got to have the finest little tip to go and do these different angles. It's weird because it's sharp, but it doesn't hurt you, it doesn't cut you. It seems like the perfect type of grip for something like this. I really like how the back of the light's black with the cap, and then it kind of fades into the blue. I just think it's a perfect transition. I think it's pretty much settled that it's a great looking light. I think I beat that in the ground quite a bit. But does it perform? What kind of power does this thing make? On the max setting, you can get 1750 lumens out of this thing. That's pretty amazing. Now on the tail of this light, it's actually a tail switch also, but also charges. That's a really cool feature. It's actually, to me, it's the fastest way to get your light on and then get up to like the turbo setting. You can just tap that light. You can just tap it right there, turn it on, and then push a little harder, and you go up to the turbo setting. When I've been playing around with this thing, I've been using the tail switch all the time because that first setting is like a high setting. That's probably the perfect for everyday use. I think that's why I designed it like that. So you can also get one of these at the Olight store that's solid black. You can get it in this one, which is the deep sea blue. There's also a really neat one that's called the Forest Gradient, which is like a black that fades to green. Hey, if you guys go to the Olight store, you can use my discount code TFD4, save you 10% on your order. Hey guys, so I mentioned earlier in the video, I had one complaint about this pouch. I wish my Olight Warrior Mini 3 would fit in here, but it's just really too big. But I found a good solution. The Olight i3T Plus is a perfect fit for this pouch. So if you have a AAA powered light that's more like a pen light, it's going to fit great in one of these slots. The i3T EOS is also a good fit. It's a single AAA powered, but it's going to fit real nice in one of those pockets. I actually think the i3T EOS, the color of it looks really good on this leather. So if you're just trying to keep things matched up, this might be a good option. I think the i3T Plus could also go in the big center pocket. You can see it doesn't overcrowd too bad. The i3T EOS, you can squeeze in there too. Either one, they're going to fit just fine. Hey, so what are you guys' thoughts on this kit? What kind of tools would you carry? Would you subtract any of these and add in others? Just let me know what you guys think would fit good. If you've ever carried one of these hide and drink pocket organizers, just let me know how it worked out for you. I think it's a perfect fit for me. I think I'm going to be real happy with it. If you guys want to build a kit like this one, I'll leave a detailed list of all the items in this video down in the description. Hey, if any of you guys can recommend any leather treatments, I was kind of wanting to play around with the leather and maybe put some polish on it, maybe buff it out with a brush. If you guys have done this to any of your EDC stuff, just let me know. I know there's some care products, but I was kind of wanting to change the look of it without messing it up or anything. But if you guys have any ideas, let me know. You might have seen in my previous video, I took my wood burner and added some little details to my leather goods and my wood goods. So I may try that on this one too, just to add some details, kind of personalize it. Hey, I really appreciate you guys watching my videos and subscribing to my channel. Take care, and I'll see you soon.